Last year, I proposed, looked at me and said, I want to marry you, but not right now. It's been a year since then, and I decided to propose again. I got down on one knee and I asked her to marry me. She teared up and said, not just yet.
Really enjoyed that, and I realized that I can't be just a stay-at-home mom.
It doesn't make him a bad person that he's not able to meet your needs or even willing to meet your needs. You just need to recognize that you're just not compatible.
I'm a victim of myself. I can't see him with another person.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now, before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this one.
Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend after she rejected my proposal twice? Sierra and I have been dating for 4 years. I absolutely love her and felt like she was my soulmate. I knew I wanted to propose to her 2 years into dating.
She didn't think that.
But decided to wait 1 more year so I could get together and be in a better financial situation. Last year, I proposed. It was a private proposal on a beach where we went on our first date.
Ooh.
She looked at me and said, I want to marry you, but not right now. She said she wasn't in the right space personally to get engaged and to give her some time.
That's fair.
That stung, but I was okay with it. After all, I put off proposing so I can be in a good position, and it's only fair that I give her the same chance. It's been a year since then, and I decided to propose again. This time I asked our friends to help me set it up because I wanted to do something nicer. We orchestrated a nice dinner and proposal in front of a nice fountain in the city's botanical garden. Everything was ready, dinner was great, and we went to the fountain. She saw the roses and everything, and then I got down on one knee and I asked her to marry me. She teared up and said, not just yet. This stung really bad. I knew I wanted her to be in my life forever, but this is the second time she turned me down. I asked her why, and she said the same thing as last year. I asked her if someone was holding her back, maybe family or a friend, and she just said, I just want to make sure that this will work. This hurt me more than the 2 rejections.
Now, I know somebody Kay knows somebody who's done the same thing. Let me tell you what's going to happen to her. She's going to bump into bad guy after bad guy after bad guy. And this is going to happen right after this. And she's going to wonder, what happened to, let's say his name is Johnny. What happened to Johnny? Right? Nobody's going to be there anymore. The guys are going to use and abuse you. Not even want to get in a relationship with you. She probably needs to go through that, but you know what's wild? That's probably what she wants. Toxicity. It's sad, but most of you guys know who's watching the video right now. Even girls know. Even girls that's watching right now knows. That's what most of these women want, and it's sad, but it's never in the cycle. That's my new thing. Never in the cycle.
I have turned over a new leaf. I am in a new era. If you guys, you should all get married in here.
Wait,
yes,
what?
girl.
Talk to wait. This has been a good interview.
You guys.
Wait, what the fuck? Where's JT? It's a doppelganger.
No, this is the city Cinderella boo.
All right, we all should get married.
Yeah, especially you, Joe. You always go get married. Like, oh wow.
Where did this marriage shit come from?
She's maturing.
I'm maturing,
she's growing up. Getting out
Can't
of
do
that.
that forever.
That's right. Talk to her.
I'm in a relationship with a successful man, so
Hello.
There you go.
It ain't tricky.
It's not.
this is not tricky. You just got to find you a successful man to, be with.
So I just saw a video from Joe Budden podcast with JT on it from City Girls, right? And she was saying something along the lines, I believe, as far as the goal for her now is marriage, right? She was basically saying that the goal now for her is she want to get married. Like, she thinking about marriage. I'm assuming family. I'm assuming just like, what you're supposed to be doing. In the comments, everybody was saying, not after you done sat over here and led a whole generation of hoes. Not that you done sat over here and promoted being a prostitute and sleeping with men for money, and all of a sudden you want to get married. And I'm like, yeah, that's called evolution. Like, you can't stay stagnant in the mind forever. Like, that that's crazy to me that people really do believe that, oh, you supposed to stay this way and think this way and act this way forever, for the rest of your life. I mean, the fact that she's talking about wanting to get married and wanting to settle down and maybe possibly have a family or whatever, I don't see nothing wrong with that, really. And I get the people saying, well, you know, the image that you put out, you know, your whole thing was being unbothered, getting men money, selling that you know what, you know what I'm saying, because it's expensive, all this other stuff, and all of a sudden you want to turn into Mother Teresa. I mean, I get that, and I don't agree with the music. I really don't. I hate that type of music, that what it promotes and what it brings. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to separate entertainment from real life.
Not even separate entertainment from real life. That's the end game. If a woman is smart, her end game, whether she's a city girl or not, is to get married, right? At least she's not lying to people. When you see her, you go, wow, that's a married woman now. That's how you're thinking. People look at her with a lot more respect. And she probably wasn't in the streets like that. She could have been. But if she wasn't, I hope the man is happy. I hope he's a lucky man. I hope it works out. Because I'm all for more girls getting married. Now, same thing you was doing with city girls. Get on, learn how to sing and do some gospel music or something and sing about being married. That's how you pay that back. Forget about what they were saying in the comments. Do that. That's how you reverse everything, switch it around, and change people's minds about what they really should be thinking about. Marriage.
Y'all were at a hotel?
Yes.
Okay.
Packed up everything. The moving company that came got everything because we sold our house within 2 weeks. It sold just that quick because we kept it immaculate because it was only 3 years old. I come back to the hotel. I'm looking around the room.
And everything's gone.
Laptop gone. All of his toiletries gone. His clothes and everything gone. So you know me, I call and the phone ring. And I'm like, I know he's not ignoring my call. But when he answers, he says, Charlotte, I'm just going to work. Why you ringing the phone like something wrong? He wanted me to think that I was having a moment. Mm-hmm. But he had literally left me, but he put it under the facade that he was going to work. Mm. And then within the next few weeks, he went ahead and filed for divorce. So I already found him on the apartment.
As far as you knew, he was going to work. That's based on what he said.
That's what he said. But he wasn't going to work.
And you're still at the hotel. So where did you go?
I stayed at the hotel for about 7 days.
And where'd you go after that? Because he never came back, did he?
No, he never came back. I got an apartment.
You got an apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
But you didn't have a job.
Listen, this is going to get you, Aisha. Before he left me, he leaves me a lease for an apartment down from the church.
He left. Y'all are supposed to be moving to San Antonio.
Yes.
Basically, the next week.
Yes.
But he left you a lease.
For an apartment.
For an apartment in Fort Worth.
Down the street from my church.
Damn. Now, what do you think that was? Why did the guy do that? Why did he just up and leave her? Do you think maybe she didn't hear him out? He wanted things a certain way. She didn't oblige. So he decided, let me run and leave her. I mean, the story's a little crazy, but he left for a reason. I don't think he was a narcissist. I think he was getting tired of the games. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments.
He is, moving up in his career, and I am staying stagnant, and that is frustrating. And then finally, when my daughter turned 2 and I came back to the United States after, living in Mexico for such a long time, and offered a bigger position in a production company, and I took it. It was the first time that I was away from her and working a full-time job, and I loved it. I really enjoyed that, and I realized that I can't be just a stay-at-home mom, and it's important for me to work, and that gives me joy as well. But when it came to being able to travel for work, I was never available for that. Because I didn't want to leave my daughter. My daughter's also autistic, so I try to limit these drastic changes in her life as much as possible, and I've been the one constant factor, so I can't just like up and go for a couple weeks or a couple of days even. And I know that's been my choice and whatnot, but yeah, there is resentment there when he can and he does and I don't. And again, I know that that's my choice. Now, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to be able to work even now. I have my own company and I've decided to have my own company to give me the flexibility of being the mother that I want to be, but also having the career that I want to have. And it's not like I don't, I don't. H right now is in Miami, then he's going to go to Mexico, and then, he goes to Jamaica, and he goes all over the place, and I don't because I don't want to disrupt my kid's life. I'm still nursing my son, so yeah, there's resentment.
All right, guys. So, yeah, she's struggling also knowing the fact that he's doing good. I mean, why did you divorce him? What was your reason for divorcing him in the first place? You have 2 kids you're nursing right now. You have 1 kid you're nursing, another small kid. Why did you decide to leave? Like, who told you that things would be easier for you? Because it's not going to be easier. I'm sure you realize that now. Like, wow, I left him. Now you feel like you're out there by yourself and you're doing a company and probably not doing it in a productive way. You're running a business with your kids at home. I'm sure you're confused. I'm sure there's tons of confusion that happening. I'm sure there's tons of confusion happening right now. I can tell from the way you're talking to us that there's confusion going on. It's sad, man, seeing women go through this. It really is, because you believe the lie. I don't know who told you all these things. Told you you'd be better on your own, but it's a lie.
I want to clarify something because I think that I might be coming off as a victim here, and I'm not. I'm a victim of myself. I'm not a victim of H. I'm a victim of myself. He is not a bad person. He's not the right person for me. I'm not the right person for him, unfortunately. That hurts. But he's not a bad person. And this divorce is amicable. At least up until this point, we're on the same page about doing things this way for our kids, for ourselves. I'm not on a place like I can't see him. I can't see him with another person right now.
Move on. Move on.
But I can see him.
You just said you can't see him with another person, but you can see him. If you can't see him with another person, why did you leave him? It doesn't make any sense.
Stupid are you?
So stupid. So just
Woman, and it's not all women, right? But you want to have it your way. You can't have it your way. You left him. To be honest with you, because of the way you did it, I hope he gets another woman tomorrow. I hope right now he has another woman and a baby on the way. Because you should feel that. You should feel that pain. How do you think it felt? How do you think he felt when you mentioned, I want a divorce? Doesn't matter the reason. Till death do us part. I'm getting tired of seeing this happen. Like, seriously. I truly didn't believe in divorce back home. I didn't. That's why I left. That's why I chose to be married in a place where there is no divorce still. The only place in the world with 2 places, here and the Vatican. I chose to come to a place like this because I don't want to go through what this guy's going through right now. You can get a no, but you can't get divorced here.
A man and I used to hang out, right? And men didn't want to date. So I said, no more man. Okay, no more pee-pee touch, nothing. So man stopped talking to me because I don't want pee-pee touch. He come back. He asked me how I am. I say, good. I go on a date tonight, actually. Sorry. Because he was like, oh, you want to hang out? I'm like, no, I cannot. I tell him I go on date. He go, what? That's rude. Excuse me? You did not want to date me, and now I am rude for going on a date with men who want to date me? Rude for who? What?
Just because he's trying his best doesn't mean you have to
I need women to understand that it is absolutely okay to walk away from a man who is not able and willing to meet your needs. It doesn't make him a bad person that he's not able to meet your needs or even willing to meet your needs. You just need to recognize that you're just not compatible. Instead of allowing yourself to slowly dwindle and shrink yourself to meet his needs or to meet his standards, you need to go ahead and walk away. Because in this dynamic, it has now become imbalanced. An imbalance in a relationship is room for toxicity. There's an imbalance because he does not feel like he's enough and you feel like you're asking for too much. And it's not fair to you to feel that way. And it's not fair for him to feel like he's not enough. There's a woman who will take exactly what he's offering, but it's not you. Because the truth is you want more. The truth is you need more. And there's a man who's willing to give you that more. Do not allow yourself to be a prisoner in this relationship. And do not allow yourself to be in a situation where you could potentially have resentment because he's not meeting your needs. And now you're thinking one day he'll give it to me. One day he's going to meet my needs. You don't know if that day will ever come. And you do not have enough time in this world to bank on an if and a when. Okay?
In her situation and also the other woman, it's kind of the same. And I got to be honest, right? I know that it shouldn't be a major concern, but you look at both of them and you see it in their faces. They're overweight, right? And same thing with the other woman. She said she was having relations with him, right? It was funny because she's from another place. She said pee-pee touch. Now, same thing happened with this woman. Now, the only thing you can do is leave in a situation like that. I understand, like guys will take advantage. They will, especially if they're with a bomb. If not their bomb, if they're with a bomb, a woman, they won't want someone to see them with, right? That's how they're playing it. And you know that's what it is. You got to know deep down in your soul that you're being used. So just be used for that time. Don't have hard feelings and move on. He shouldn't used against you. But if that's happening, say what you said. Hey, you had a shot. You didn't take the shot. So I found someone else.
I walked away from a 12-year relationship with 2 kids simply because I believe in myself. We had been together since I was 16 years old. You know, I had 2 children as a teenager. And I can honestly say that as young adults raising 2 children, we did pretty okay. I mean, we're both intelligent, ambitious, hardworking individuals. We were good partners. But about 6 years into the relationship, I began to feel stuck. While he was sticking to and accomplishing all of the goals that he had set for himself, I was feeling like my life was just becoming like a revolving door of mother and wife duties. And then the goals that I had for myself would come last. My goals definitely weren't as important to him as they were to me. Sometimes I would even question if he even believed in me and really seen my vision. I would come up with all these plans on how we could, relocate to California as a family. He could continue his same career goals. I would have more resources and opportunity available to build upon the goals and visions that, I have for myself. And he would entertain it, but he never spoke life into it. It was always more so about like what could go wrong. I mean, he had his mind set on how he wanted to accomplish things for himself, and that's okay. So year after year went by, and, I held on to this idea that eventually things will work itself out. Hanging on to the potential. But all that did was made me unhappy and miserable because I was not being fulfilled. So things never got better. It actually just got worse over time. On top of the everyday struggles of being in a relationship, raising a family, especially so young. It was just like so hard. I kind of felt like I started to lose myself. I would try to plot on the right time to leave, but honey, the right time never came. I never saved up all that money that I told myself I was going to save up, so when I did leave, I would be able to get a new house, get a new car. That never happened. And when it all hit the fan, I walked away from everything. And you know what was the hardest? The judgment and criticism that I received, especially from people I thought would be in my corner. Now here we are, 8 years later, and life is good. Life is great. After leaving that relationship, an overflow of blessings and opportunity started to come my way. Opportunity bigger than what I had even imagined for myself. It all starts with me truly believing in myself more than anybody else. Most people are not going to see your vision the way that you do. They just not. It has been an extremely long journey of healing and me finding myself all over again because, you know, I was in that relationship since I was 16 years old. You know, I was a mother since I was 14 years old. I didn't know who I was outside of being a mom and a wife. But I knew I was more than that. I am that too, but I'm also more than just that. And I know y'all be thinking I'm crazy when I say stuff like I'm staying single until I'm 55. And I be joking.
We do not care.
Just a little bit. There's definitely some truth to that. I've experienced what it feels like to cook, clean, suck up, pick your kids up, drop your kids off, and do it all over again. Now, I am getting to know LaBrittany. Not LaBrittany the mother, not LaBrittany the wife, LaBrittany. And I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't change it for the world. Period.
She's living in a whole nother world. LaBrittany. I get to enjoy LaBrittany. She wanted to be for the streets. The streets was calling, and to the streets shall go.
As a lot of you guys know, I used to work in sales. I worked in sales for a long time. And in sales, it's known that you'll face rejection before closing a deal. That's just part of the game. They used to tell us to get all of the no's out of the way to get to the yeses. You can't get to the yeses without a ton of no's. The women in your past, the ones who've done you dirty, used you, cheated on you, lied to you, those were your no's. You had to get them out of the way first. Because the quicker you realize you're with the wrong woman, the quicker you can find the right one.
That's true, but it's a little different nowadays back in the West because I was that guy. I was that guy that'll run the streets, talk to a bunch of women, get no's all day. I even played the nightclubs or the late night, but didn't go to the clubs. I called the stragglers. I'm talking about I was cold, one of the coldest out there. As you see, I did sales, so I believe that way. But the thing is, what happened is too many. I saw too many women with an effective mindset. That's why I decided my path a long time ago. I saw it. I was at the forefront of it all. I saw it all when it went down. It was weird. I was predicting things. I seen how it would go. I said, I must leave. And the reason why I decided I must leave, because you guys see, I'm sure some of you have seen my videos where I show women struggling in the West, and I showed them struggling for food. I showed them struggling to pay rent. I showed them struggling to buy cars. I'm not facing any of that. That was the main reason I left. It wasn't for a woman. The main reason I left is to live life how it's supposed to be lived. When people say the West is the Matrix, what they mean is, I broke it down before, how in a month you can pay what you're paying in the West for a month, you can pay that here for a year. That's why I decided to leave. So imagine with all that extra disposable income, what you can do with it. Man, you can do some. That's when you look at Instagram, right? And you see those different vision boards and different things about finance. You need to invest this much. You need to save this much. Now it's easier. You can invest even more. You can save even more. Then you start looking at things going, wow, My life, I'm truly experiencing the change in my life. You turn into a different person for the better. That's why I decided to leave. It wasn't just for the woman. It was for my mental sanity. It's for everything. More people need to try to do the same thing too. I left a long time ago, and now I realize it's definitely more to life to being stuck with a lot of nonsense you go through back home.
Brothers! What we do in life echoes in eternity.